Hello, my name is Starlight. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and I'm reaching out to all of you. And I hope you're able to get out in nature. And here Starlight is. It just had to start sprinkling right when I got out my door. And I'm like, well, I have not taken my hike today. And even though I have not found a beautiful hiking place in this area, this is the first area that I've gone to where I was like, where are the cool hiking places? And at least nearby where I am right here, located in North Carolina, there hasn't been a beautiful park or a hike near where I am. So that is strange. Normally I can find a beautiful hike or a beautiful park or something, but not this area. So this is definitely not where Starlight would want to live, because where's the hiking places? But anyway, I hope you're able to get out in nature somewhere, and I hope that you are being kind, not just to yourself, but be kind to others. I pray that you are really being kind to yourself, and don't be so hard. And not only not to be so hard, is we got to give ourselves a break sometimes. Sometimes we're doing better than we think. And so anyway, I do love you. And if you are new to my YouTube channel, and don't mind me, I only have no hands. So if you are new to my YouTube channel, you can find me, and that is at YouTube, and that is Starlight, and that is Kathy with a K Dingman. Plus, you can also, if you want to see that change or be that change in the world, you can give my videos a thumbs up, and you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, and you can don't forget to leave a message down below, beep beep beep. And you can also follow me on Instagram, and that is at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook, and that is Kathy with a K Dingman Starlight. So as I mentioned in my last video that I had to delete because it started raining here, I'll just show you really quick the view here. Beep, hang on, I got only, but this is a big huge area here, I guess a lake, not a lake but a pond. I don't know what you would call this, but this is a park where I'm visiting right now. So anyway, I do want to, hang on, beep. I do want to say I am sorry. I've known this for a while, as somebody hacked into my YouTube channel a while back and they've been adding videos on my YouTube channel, and those videos are not mine. If they have wrestling or music videos, those are not anything that Starlight ever even would watch. So I am trying to recover my YouTube channel. So anyway, now that I said that, I really want to reach out to all of you. All day I was thinking of what to make as far as the video goes, and I decided to, because this does happen a lot in the world, and I see it all over, at least in the areas that I have been or brought up, or like the places that I have lived. Sorry about the light at times with this video, just that the wind keeps on blowing the umbrella up. So are you not being grateful? Like, are you I'm trying to think of how I was thinking of this earlier. Sorry about this. Are you not grateful for what life has to offer you? And where there's times that you might take people for granted and not really appreciate the things that you do have. I know I look like a clown right now, only if I had some color to my hair. But it's one of those bad hair days for Starlight. I went all over trying to find a place to straighten my hair. But anyway, I'm sorry about this. I have to laugh. It is kind of funny. are you ungrateful? And I have been learning a lot going through this situation that I am in, as far as living in my car for a period of time. And I'll tell you what, I am very grateful. When I eat my food, I am so grateful that I have food to eat. And my clothes, I am so grateful for the clothes. These are clothes that I had before when I lived in my apartment. And I am so grateful for those clothes. I am so grateful for a vehicle that I have where I can, have a place to sleep. And, I am trying to think of the title that I wanted to label this is, it is something how there's a lot of people in the world that are not grateful. And I do see a lot going in and out of places where I was getting going to soup kitchens where, I did notice a lot of things, and I don't know how people were brought up when they were kids, but when I was a kid, we did not waste food, believe me. We might have made a meal and we ate and ate and ate and ate that same meal until all that was gone. And if we couldn't eat it all, then the dog ate it. So really nothing got wasted. But what I've noticed throughout my life is people are very wasteful. They're not really appreciative of what they have. And this is why I want to make this video, is because, if you are not grateful for the life that you have or the things that you own, and some people might think, well, Starlight, I don't really have anything. Well, there might be reasons why you're in that situation, and I'm not saying this is the reason why, but are you grateful for the things that you do have or do own? Are you grateful for the clothes or the food? And how are you with the clothes or with the food or the place that you live? Do you take care of those things? Do you, say, hey, these are my clothes. I'm going to take really good care of them. I'm going to, when I'm done, when they get dirty, I'm going to put them in the dirty clothes. I'm going to not throw them around on the ground. I'm going to, hang on, whoops. I'm just going to show you, sorry about that, I'll just show you the view here. Normally I do this anyway. I don't know what happened there. But, do you get where you're not grateful for your everyday stuff? Like, how about your shampoo, your soap, the water, I do have to say I have been very grateful in my life. So I'm not in this situation because I was not, are you taking life for granted? That was my title. I finally figured out what the title, are you taking life for granted? And, and that's a whole part of what I'm speaking about now is, like the food, I don't know how you get your food. I don't know if you work or if you don't work, or, like where your food comes from. Some people, they work to get their food. Some people, I always got to explore things. I'm new in the area, so I see stuff, so I got to go and check it out. But, are you grateful for the things that you have? Are you taking things for granted? Do you think, I deserve this and I deserve that, and, I should have this and I should have that. But are you taking care of those things that you have in your life? I was just curious what these things are. So it is very important, the things that you have in your life, is to take good care of what you have, like your laundry, your food. Like when you buy food, how are you? Do you buy food? And what kind of food do you buy? Do you buy food that's healthy for you, or you just, I've seen this, witnessed this my whole life. There's people that will get money from the government, and I have been one of these people when I was younger, but not really. I can't say a whole lot, but when my kids were little and I did get food stamps from the government, I really was careful of the stuff that I bought. I really didn't buy a whole lot of junk food, because I realized if I bought a lot of junk food, then I wasn't able to buy the food that was really important for me to eat. So, we got to really be grateful for the food that we have in our life, and not to waste the food that we get, that God has, blessed us to have. We don't have to have the food. Starlight's got to explore every area here. I got to see what's in this water here. I'm seeing stuff. But are you grateful for the food that you get on your plate? The food, that you have in your refrigerator? Are you really paying attention? I'm always checking plants out, so don't mind Starlight here. I got to see what is this green stuff in there. But are you grateful for the food that you have in your refrigerator? Do you try to eat the stuff that's, before it goes bad? Do you try to eat that before it gets old and end up throwing it away? Or, do you just say, I'm not going to eat that, I'll just eat other stuff, and then before you know it, the stuff went bad? Like strawberries are a kind of fruit, and bananas is a kind of fruit that you really want to eat right away when you get it, because they don't last too long. So some people, what it is, they buy that kind of food and they forget all about it. They might end up eating junk food, instead of the healthier food. And how does Starlight know that? Because I've gone through this. Especially living in my car right now is very hard to actually keep food fresh, and because there's some days that it's hot, not really hot, but there's days that are warm. There's days that it get cold, and it works out good when it's really cold. It's like a refrigerator, and then I can keep the food really good. But then when it gets warm, then the food goes bad. So I've been going through that, and right now I have to really be careful because I'm going in warmer areas. So now, with my food that's in the car, like salad stuff, which I love eating salad, is that I have to protect my food. I can't be like, taking things for granted that God gives me and says, I'll just let it go bad and waste it, and then I don't have anything. Where God really wants me to really take care of the things that God has given me as far as food goes. So I hope that you're not being wasteful of your food, and really think of the kind of food. A lot of people, they do this. They say, I don't have a lot of money for the food, or I can't afford, like the healthier stuff. But then you look in their cupboards and they got a bunch of junk food. They got food that's not good for them. Or they're putting money on other things, like stuff to entertain other people with, where, hey, if you didn't buy that, which you can't eat, like maybe decorations for your house, decorations are beautiful, but do we need them? So you really got to think twice of where your money is going, and, it's better to really put your money on stuff that's healthy. And I was going through this a while back where I had somebody encouraging me to, to buy healthy food. And I was being real. I was like, I wasn't wasting. Starlight is not a person to really waste her money most of the time. And so I wasn't really taking that money and putting it on bad stuff. It was just the money that I had at that time, for my bills and rent and all that stuff. But, they do say health is wealth. So it is important and God will this is the whole thing, is God will make sure you have enough food. And a lot of times that's what happens, is that we fear that God's not going to take care of us. It's easy to say, I trust God, but really God will put you to the test. And I've been going through that with God for a while now, is, I could say I trust him. Well, not him, but that I trust the universe. But how is my thoughts? Like when I want to go get something that could be healthy, and I'm like, I could have those thoughts saying, well, God, I need this money because I need gas. But am I really trusting God really to supply all my needs if I'm holding back and if I'm holding on tight to what he has blessed me with? And I'll tell you, today was really interesting as I went to go get a cup of coffee at a restaurant, and I listened to a friend of mine, and he was saying how he wouldn't go into a fast food place. So I was going to a fast food place, but just to get coffee. And the strangest thing happened is that I was looking at the menu, and they always seem to think that you're going to buy food with a cup of coffee. And so I looked at the menu, and I knew what I had for money. And it is interesting, though. 3 ladies came in, and I was being very, very friendly to everyone. And I even shared my French vanilla creamer with these 3 ladies, these Christian ladies. And, it's amazing how God blessed me, where the lady that is a pastor, she took care of my bill today. And I am so grateful, and that didn't have to happen. But God was just showing me, Starlight, stop worrying. I got you. I wanted to order something, and it looked really good and healthy, but I didn't, because I didn't want to go and clean dishes. And you just never know the price that they have on their food. I ordered a English muffin. I just was blown away that the price of the English muffin was the same price. And I was just looking at my receipt, because the same price for the coffee was the same price for the English muffin. And I was blown away, because the coffee was really like 3 cups of small cup of coffee that they gave you. And the price of 1 English muffin, I could buy a whole pack of English muffins for that 1 English muffin. So I was amazed, though, the prices that they put on in restaurants. Why do they put $3.49 for 1 English muffin? Because they had a lot, but God knew my thoughts. God knew what I was thinking in that restaurant. And that lady, she didn't have to, but she paid the bill. It wasn't really that lady, it was God. God knew what I was going through when I sat there and I looked at my bill. And so you got to let go of those old thought patterns, thinking that you can't afford something, even when you look at your bank account and think that, hey, I don't have enough to do that. But now, I already talked about money, not money, but I already talked about food, how, we got to be grateful for the food. Are you taking life for granted? How about people? Starlight's always been great about this. Are you taking people for granted? Is there people out there in your community, maybe your family or friends or relatives or strangers, are they out there helping you? And this is why, and this is not why Starlight got in this situation where she is. I have always been grateful for people. Anytime that somebody helped Starlight out, I always gave back, as much, unless like the lady today, I can't give her back, except for I gave her my business card for my YouTube channel, because I'll never see her again. But I was very grateful, tears of joy that she actually helped me out this morning. And I told her my mission, that, hey, God is doing stuff in my life right now. And, so I had a great time with her and her lady friends, whoever they were. So, are you taking people for granted? And, there's a lot of homeless people out in the world, and I'm not saying this is the case for everyone, but I've witnessed a lot of homeless people. They go to soup kitchens, and the one place that I was going to, you could get, they give you a meal, and they always fed you really good. And there was times, if they didn't get a lot of people, they would wait for a period of time, like maybe a half hour later, after you might have already ate your first plate. And if they didn't get a lot of people at the soup kitchen, they would let you know, hey, raise your hand if you want seconds. So if you wanted seconds, they would give you seconds. And you know what I noticed? And it really got me sad, is because I noticed where a lot of the homeless people, they would take seconds, but they didn't even eat half of what they took, you know. Like, so please, if you are homeless and you got, you're getting help from people out in the community that are feeding you, is please only take what you're going to eat. Please don't take more than what you're going to eat. I was taught that at a very young age, like when I was able to make my own dish, like even going to a restaurant where you can get all you can eat buffets, is to, really take only what you really need and put it on your plate. And I'm sorry I got kind of a little off track on this, because I was supposed to talk about taking people for granted, but this is in a way taking people for granted when there's people serving the community and they get this donations from other people that donate food, or they actually volunteer their time to feed the public, to feed the homeless, to feed the people that are in need. And so please, if you are a homeless person or a person that could use an extra help, like as far as food goes, because God does not want to see anyone go without. And, please only put on your plate what you plan on eating. Let them know, hey, you know what? I don't eat meat, but if they got chicken and they got like maybe a pasta and vegetables, say if you don't like the vegetables or you don't like this or that on the plate, just say, hey, if I could just take the pasta and the chicken. Maybe you don't want to eat the vegetables, even though they're healthy for you. Maybe you just don't want to eat them. Maybe you don't like the taste of them. Have you ever tried them? So, let them know, hey, I'll just take the chicken and the pasta. And because those vegetables, when you throw them away, there's other people that could have used that food. And I've seen that over and over again. But I know it's not just the homeless people that are doing this. There's a lot of people all around the world that do this. There's, I've been like this my whole life, is that there's people in other countries that they don't even get the food that we get here in the United States. So this is so beautiful. This is, I've never really seen this in my life, is to see how the plants are just growing in the water like this. But this is different. So please, not only to be grateful for the food, is really be grateful for the people that are there helping you, and don't take them for granted, because God watches. Are you thankful and grateful for the people that are there that support and love you and help you out along your way? And if you're not, God could put you in a situation where, like I am, and this is not why Starlight's in this situation, but you could end up being in a situation like where I am, because you need to learn lessons in life. Learn to be, grateful for what you have. And, the way the society is, a lot of times we complain of what we have. We complain about, how rough we have it, and not realizing, there are people that have it way worse. There's countries out there where people don't even get clean water to drink, or don't even have a bathroom to go to So I know my minutes are getting long on this video here, but, be grateful for, like, if you got family members out there that are helping you out, and, maybe they see that, they don't have a lot of money, I'll give them some cash, or, they don't have a lot of food, so I'm gonna turn around here. So you might have family members that, I've gone through this before. That's why I had to let a lot of family go, is, where people were just taking me for it, they were just taking me for granted. They just thought, hey, at the end of the month, it became a habit where sometimes it is better not to help people out, because if you're always helping them out, say every time at the end of the month when their government money runs out, and then you come and visit them and you're like, oh, I actually was avoiding people because it was the end of the month. I'm like, oh, maybe I shouldn't go to their house right now, because I know because I did it so many times. I was always helping them out every month at the end of the month. And after a while, I realized, silly goose, Starlight, what the heck are you doing? You know, if you go to that person's house right now, that it's the end of the month, and they're going to complain to you, and they're going to say how their dog food is running out, and that they don't have any food, you know, for the dog. And you know how they spend their money. You know where the money goes. And they're not always being responsible with the money that they get from the government. And, you know, they don't want to go out to work, even though they're able to go to work, is that they refuse to go out to work because they figure it's easier just to get the money from the government where they don't have to go out to work. But then they know that they're never going to have enough at the end of the month. Everything is always going to be tight. And the more you help some people out, the more they're gonna like, hey, you know, I can spend my money not wise this month because I know, you know, this person's gonna come by and they're always gonna hand me a few bucks to get me by again. And every month is the same story. Oh yeah, this is my worst month ever right here. But I thought that was your month last month, you know, like I thought last month was the worst month, and now this month is, you know. So sometimes really not helping somebody out is helping them out, because then they don't, it's like you're like a crutch, you know, and then they're going to lean on you every month. It's like, hey, you know, I can count on Starlight. Starlight is going to come through. She's got a job. She works her ass off, you know, so I'm just going to spend my money the way I want and wait till the end of the month, and she's going to come by and she's going to save me. Well, if I didn't go there to save them, then they are going to really feel the pain, because that's what people do. And I've heard this before, where even with people with kids, they will say, oh my, you know, I need help. My kids don't have this and my kids don't have that. I actually had that happen to me not a while back, is I had people begging for money, for diaper money, you know, and I didn't know these people. They were on the street. I didn't see it coming. And they were begging for money. And at the time I didn't have my stuff with me anyway, even if I had the money. So, but I didn't know them. And how do I really know that they even have kids and that their kids are running, you know, and where did all the, you know, and it is a shame that you got to watch out though. People will use like their pets or their animals to put a guilt trip on you, and to get from you all the time. So do you really want to help that person? Does that, you know, is that person actually doing anything for themselves? Are they growing? Are they changing? Or are they just repeating the same cycle over and over again? And, you know, not growing, not changing, not even, you know, like I was before. When I gave, and I was taught, like, if you were going to give, you give and don't expect anything back. That's how Starlight gives. I'm like, well, you know, if I give them money when they really need it, when they're without, is that I'm not going to expect anything back. But if they actually decide in the beginning of the month when they get their government money to pay me back, if I get it, I would be shocked. So that is what I was taught in church, is to, you know, just when somebody needed it, just to give it away. And I did that for my whole life practically. But then I realized, you know, was that really a good thing that I was being taught? And really it wasn't. It wasn't a good thing I was being taught. You know, just because somebody asks you for something, you know, you got to look at that person and say, is this person going to really, you know, change the way they're spending their money and stuff, you know, or am I really hurting them by helping them out? So each person is so different, and there's times though God is going to test all of us, you know, when you see a homeless person, and there are definitely times that God is going to want you to help people out, but you're going to have to decide on the ones that really need the help, and the ones, you know, because they got lessons too. I had a guy today that was asking me for stuff, and you know, it is kind of funny. A lot of people will ask for food, and then when you try to give them food, then they, you know, none of the food that you really want to give them they even want, because really it comes down to they really want cash. And cash is a very hard thing to get when you're homeless, because nobody's handing out cash. I never had anybody hand me cash, like being homeless, except for a couple dollars from this young man that was homeless himself. But normally they always turn you to the government to get help, but really cash is a hard thing to get as a homeless person. So and then you got to understand, are you helping that person? But like, God will test us. God is gonna put a homeless person in front of you to just see your heart. You got so much money, you got this and that, you got lots of food, you're overabundant with everything. Are you gonna turn your back against somebody that needs it, when they're in real need? If they say they need food, are you going to go get them food, or are you just going to turn your back against them? God is testing all of us out. So if you were homeless, God might be trying to teach you a lesson and show you a lesson that don't take life for granted. Don't take, the food or the clothes or the house or the family for granted. Don't take the people that you have in your life that are there to help you and love you and support you for granted, because God will teach you a lesson. It will, because God wants you to learn not to take things for granted. And I have to say, anytime I go in the bathroom, I'm always searching for hot water. It's a huge thing when you're in a situation like mine. So just the feel of hot water. I just took a shower the other day, and it was a cold shower. It didn't have enough time to warm up because it was a trailer and they had a couple of showers in there. So really, be grateful for that hot water that you have for your house. Be grateful for the toilet that flushes. You might be taking all that for granted, but you could be in my place one day and be like, wow, this is rough. And it can be, but I wouldn't want anybody to be in this situation. But sometimes, people need to go through this so they can be grateful and not be so wasteful and take people for granted, take life for granted. So I really love all of you. And hang on, it stopped raining. Hang on, my umbrella is wet. Ooh, and my hair. It's like Starlight has got bullseye. I got my hair is a mess. But anyway, I do love all of you, and please don't take life for granted, because it might not happen right now, but anything could happen. Believe me, anything can happen in your life where, it could be your job, it could be somebody leaves you, where they're helping you out with the rent, they're helping you out with the bills, and then they say, frig this, I'm out of here, and you might not have a job, and you might not have any money coming in, and, they might kick you to the road, guy or girl. Girls can kick guys out just as quick as guy can kick a girl out, or your family. It might be your mom say, hey, I've had enough, you're not appreciating me, you're not, you're disrespecting me. So really, I really have to say it's been a big eye-opener. And not that God has been punishing me with all this. It's just that God is showing me, like the things that I get from God, the universe, whether it's through a person or however it comes, is to be grateful for all that, that I get. And I am, believe me, I am. I am thanking God all the time, every day, for everything that I have. I did that today. I said, thank you for my health. Thank you for the clothes I have. Thank you for the car that I have where I can sleep at night. Thank you for keeping me safe. Thank you for my health. Thank you that I'm able to do this every day. And is it easy? Absolutely not. So anyway, I do love you. And sometimes Starlight kind of rambles on a little bit. But sometimes it's important, to hear things more than once, because it does work on me when somebody repeats themselves. So I do love you. Hang on. I really hope you get a lot of help, and really don't take life for granted. Don't take God for granted, or anybody. I love you so much. I really want to see the best in all of you. I really want you to have the love and joy and prosperity that we all deserve to have in our life. But really appreciate all those things you have right now. God's really not going to give you more if you can't really appreciate the things and be grateful for what you have now. So I love you all. This is Starlight. You can give this video a thumbs up. You can, oops, sorry. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel. Plus, you can, don't forget to leave a message down below, beep, beep, beep. And you can also follow me on Instagram at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook, and that is Kathy with a K, Dingman Starlight. So anyway, I do appreciate you, you know, and I respect a lot of you. I mean, there's people out there that have been supporting and loving Starlight out there, watching her YouTube channel. Thank you. My heart to yours, really. I really appreciate all of you, and I hope you really are taking good care of yourself. Love you. This is Starlight. Love, light, and peace.